Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium are three of the strongest resources in any of the All the Mods packs. Because of this, it's natural that people want to know how to get the resources and how to use them. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find 6 different things: Allthemodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium ore, and the Allthemodium, the Vibranium, and the Unobtainium smithing templates so that you can actually use the ore to upgrade your tools. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tips and tricks along the way. Hope you enjoy this video. I'm John Hall. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, you spawn into the game, you're looking at the world. Don't try to get Allthemodium right away. That's tip number 1 for you. However, once you have a little bit of a base set up, once you've got some basic tools set up, we can start considering it. It's important to note, in order to mine Allthemodium, which is the first ore you're going to need to get, you have to have a netherite level pickaxe. So that's why I say don't go try to find it right away, because it's pointless. Now, once you've got your netherite level pickaxe, what we can do is start looking for a deep dark. This is where you're going to actually find the Allthemodium. Now, there's a couple tools that you can use that'll help you a lot in finding an ancient city. The first is a nature's compass. What you can do with this is if you right click it, you can search for a deep dark. So while this deep dark isn't in and of itself an ancient city, and not all deep darks have ancient cities, it gets you a lot closer than you would be just blindly looking around for one. So all you do is you click on the deep dark, click start search, and it'll tell you exactly where it is. So this compass is now pointing directly this direction. We know we have to fly about 150 blocks this ways, and it's somewhere right in here. If we go dig down here, we'll find the deep dark. Even easier way to do it, if you have access to, I believe it's netherite, is to build this explorer's compass. This explorer's compass makes everything so much easier in your life, because all you have to do is put in the ancient city and it'll take you directly to it. It is difficult to get this before actually finding the deep dark, because you have to have these echo shards, but it's possible. All you have to do is get the bee set up for Skulk, and then that has a chance of giving you some echo shards. So it's possible, but not necessarily that easy. Now, once you have it, what you can do is right click, very, very similar to what we did before. We're searching for an ancient city, search for it, and now we know that the deep dark we are over currently does not have an ancient city in it, and we have to fly 2,500 blocks that ways. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. And just like that, we found where it's at. It's in this jungle here, so we're going to dig down now that we've found where the ancient city's at. And here we go. Then once you're in the ancient city, which is probably the hardest part of this entire thing, in order to find Allthemodium, you're looking along the walls for an ore that looks a lot like gold. However, it shines a lot more than gold. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, so this is what it looks like right here. This is Allthemodium slate ore. Again, like we talked about, in order to mine it, you have to have a netherite pick. It's also important to keep in mind that fortune does work on this. So if you have a higher level of fortune, you'll get more out of it. And you shouldn't just smelt this right away either. At minimum, you should at least use a hammer on it, an ore hammer, to double it. So basically all that means is that if you go into your inventory or any crafting table, whatever, you put your hammer in here and you put the Allthemodium ore in here, it doubles it and you get 2 Allthemodium dust, which means that you can smelt these and get 2 Allthemodium ingots out of the 1 raw Allthemodium that you had. So fly around in here. There's going to be some on the walls. It shouldn't be too difficult to find. Like, there's some more right here. Keep in mind, this is a dangerous place to be, and the wardens that they have in here are exceptionally strong. Even with full Unobtainium gear, they tend to 1 or 2 shot you, so that could be rough. But that's how you get Allthemodium. Now, in order to use Allthemodium and actually upgrade your gear, what you're going to need is the Allthemodium smithing template. Now, conveniently, it happens to be located in this room as well in the ancient city. What you're looking for is a path that looks just like this. It will always be leading directly up to the portal frame in the middle. And along this path, what you're going to want to look for is something that's called suspicious clay. I find it most often in these rings right here. They look just like this. And one of these blocks, randomly, in one of the rings, will be a different color of gray, which is the only way you can tell that it's suspicious clay. See that one right there? That one's clay. So the clay right there is what you're looking for. Again, it's in this pathway leading up to the portal, and it's going to usually be in one of these little rings right here. as a replacement for one of the polished basalt blocks. Now, in order to get the Allthemodium template out of this clay, what you're going to want to do is grab a brush. Pretty easy to craft. I believe it's just sticks and some feathers. And you're going to want to right click on the clay itself, and it will brush the clay, and out will pop the Allthemodium smithing template. Now, before you actually use the Allthemodium smithing template, always make sure to duplicate it. Keep one of them because they're kind of a pain in the butt to find. And so if you don't want to have to go find another, all you have to do is duplicate them. In order to do this, you have to take some netherite ingots, some deep slate, and one of them, and it basically duplicates it into two of them. Now, in order to keep myself from using these, what I'll usually do is take one of them and I'll throw it in an item frame on the wall. So that way, if I'm down to my last one, I know I have to duplicate it and put another one back up there before I use the one that I craft. So make sure to duplicate it. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is come to a smithing table, very similar to how you use netherite. You're going to put the tool that you're trying to upgrade, the ingot that you're upgrading it with, and the template that you're upgrading with as well inside of here, and it'll craft you the Allthemodium pickaxe. Important to do that because in order to mine the next resource, Vibranium, you have to have at minimum an Allthemodium level pickaxe. All right, so let's go find Vibranium. Conveniently, Vibranium is actually a little bit easier to find than Allthemodium. However, it is found in the nether. So let's go there. So once we're in the nether, we are looking for two specific biomes. What an awful nether spawn. Let me RTP in the nether real quick. All right, so the two biomes you're looking for in the nether is this one right here, the Crimson Forest, or the Warped Forest. Both of those have the highest chance of having Vibranium spawn in them. However, I have seen Vibranium in a lot of different biomes as well, so I don't know if they have it hard limited to just those two, but they do state that those are the most common for Vibranium to spawn in. It also helps a lot if you have a jetpack while you're looking for this, because they most commonly spawn on high walls or on ceilings in these two biomes. So you can see it right there. Very, very easy to spot. This is what it looks like. And again, in the Crimson Forest, on ceilings, not hard to locate. So bring some blocks with you, build out underneath it. Very similar to how the other ones worked as well. The fortune level that you have on your pick will increase the amount of Vibranium dropped from each ore block that you break. And you can double each of them by using an ore hammer. So we'll go ahead and break this Vibranium. So we've got the Vibranium. We'll use the ore hammer on it. We double it. Now we've got 4 Vibranium dust. The next thing that we need to find is the Vibranium smithing template. In order to find that, we are looking for a bastion. These can be a little bit difficult to find. In fact, it usually takes me a while to find one. However, the easiest way to know you found the right one is by using the map. I'm going to use the Explorer Compass real fast to find a bastion remnant. And as soon as I find the right one, I'll cut back and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so this right here is what you're looking for. This is a bastion remnant, but it looks different than a lot of the other bastion remnants do. It's, in general, a lot bigger, and it has 2 sides to it, separated by these little lava lakes down here in the middle. All you're going to do is go to the side that has more room in it. This room right here, and inside of this room there will periodically be, just like this, soul sand. I have seen it on this bridge right here. I've seen it on the walls down below. I've seen it on these bricks down here at the very, very bottom with the little chest down at the bottom as well. It can be anywhere in here, but in general there will either be 1 or maybe 2 blocks of this suspicious soul sand. Make sure that there is a block underneath it, because if this thing falls down into the lava, you will cry and I will be sad for you. So make sure there's a block underneath it, very similar to what we did before. Brush the soul sand, and out will pop this Vibranium smithing template. Now, just like we did before, in order to upgrade this, make sure you double it first. So duplicate the smithing template. All you have to do that, the crafting is ever so slightly different for it. It's the exact same concept. You're going to use the Allthemodium ingots with some ancient stone and a Vibranium smithing template to duplicate it. And then you're going to throw the tool, the smithing template, and an ingot inside of here, and then you get your upgraded pickaxe. So again, on the map, really what you're looking for is a very large bastion remnant, and then in person, you're going to want to make sure that it's got all of those lava lakes in the middle that I was showing you just a second ago. These lava lakes right here is what differentiates the Bastion remnants that have the smithing template from the ones that do not. Plus it's two-sided, which makes it a little easier to tell. So now you've got Vibranium and you've got the Vibranium smithing template. The only thing that's left is Unobtainium. Unobtainium ore, rather easy to find. For that, all you have to do is go to the end. So we're going to use our compass. We're going to find a stronghold. All right, so we found the stronghold itself. The easiest way to find the actual portal room from inside of here is if you look at the map. It's this room right here. It's got all the lava in it. It's very easy to see on the map. A little bit of a tip there makes it a little easier to know exactly where to go to find the room. However, sometimes it's a little different to figure out if it's up or down. I'm assuming it's down from here. Bingo. We're going to go ahead and go to the end, and I will show you where to find the Unobtainium. It's important to note that there will be no Unobtainium on the main end island. What you're going to want to do, get yourself a jetpack, a mech suit, something that allows you to fly, pick a direction, and kind of just go. Now, once you find land, the specific biome that you're looking for is End Highlands. Prior to getting side potions or anything like that to make it easier to find the Unobtainium ore, if you're on an End Highland, you can always look at the sides. That can be helpful. Sometimes there will be some that spawn like on the outside of the island itself. If that's not helpful, because it doesn't look like you see any here, just use a pick with Ultimine, break down in here, and just start digging around. I find most commonly that the Unobtainium spawns 1 or 2 blocks below the surface in the End Highlands. However, after looking for long enough, yeah, there we go. You'll find some Unobtainium ore that'll look just like this. Like we talked about earlier, make sure to use Fortune on this. And then also, after you mine it, make sure to double it using the ore hammer. Still works on this. Unobtainium dust, you get double for it. Now, the Unobtainium smithing template is dramatically harder to get than any of the others. So let's walk through how to get that. We're going to go back to spawn real quick. So the game adds something called a teleportation pad. And this teleport pad in general from the overworld is just used to get to the mining dimension. Mining dimension is basically just a dimension that is flat, starts at the top of the world. There's a bunch of stuff down below that you can just mine. Cool place to go. However, if you use the teleport pad inside of the Nether, it transports to you to this place here. This place is called the Other. The Other is where you can find a lot of Vibranium ore. Great place to go for that. It also has certain dungeons. So we're going to use our compass and find one of these. We're going to be looking for this Allthemodium dungeon in the Other. That's what we're looking for. Click search, and you can see it found one that is 850 blocks away that direction. We're currently underground. I'm going to fly up, get over ground, and then we'll fly that direction. Also, it's worth noting from Allthemods 9 to Allthemods 10, they put a lot of effort into this dimension. It's gotten a lot cooler and a lot more difficult with a lot more different buildings and cool colors and all that. The way to go, the Allthemods team. This is awesome. This right here is the dungeon you're looking for. It looks very inconspicuous. Doesn't look like it would be terrible. However, even with some of the highest tier enchants on some of the highest tier gear that you can have prior to going to this building, this is still an incredibly difficult fight that you're going to have to go through. So be prepared, bring some sort of potions. Invisibility potions or true potions of invisibility are the best ways to get through these. However, you can just strong arm it and use some really strong gear to get through. There are a ridiculous number of spawners in all 4 of these, but you don't care about those 4 at all. What you're trying to do is get in through here and come to this center pylon. There are spawners here, but you're going to break the spawners and you're going to go down. There are many layers of mobs that spawn incredibly quickly. There's a lot of evokers down here, a lot of other mobs, wither skeletons, all of that will spawn once you're down here. There are spawners literally everywhere, all over the place. However, the gear that you get down here, very nice gear. So if you have potions of invisibility and not everything's going to get mad at you all at once, you can be very profitable. But again, you come down in here, and then what you're looking for, if you hit J, is a room that is a library. So this is a library. It has this little square in the center, and it looks kind of like a diamond. So it looks like there's a library here, and there's a library here. But that's what you're looking for on the map to know that you're in the library. All right, so now that you generally know where to go, we've gone ahead and we turned the mobs on, so that way you can see how many mobs we're really working with in here. To clarify, it's a lot. And then what we're going to do is go back to that library, and we'll walk through how it works. All right, so here's the library. I believe the trial spawner only spawns if I'm in survival. So because I don't actually have any armor or weapons, I'm going to go and break all the spawners in here. It gives me a chance of actually surviving this. I'm going to grab ourselves a sword real quick. And then we got to just, I guess, switch into survival. And all right, so here we are. There's the trial spawner. So what it does is it spawns this evoker, a whole bunch of the Vexes. And so in order to beat it, we kill the evokers. It'll have a couple different cycles it'll go through. And then just like that, once you've killed all of them, the Unobtanium smithing template pops right out. So that's how you get the Unobtanium smithing template. So there you have it. Hopefully this was informational and helpful for you. All the mod packs are some of the funnest mod packs out there, so I really hope that you're enjoying playing through all the mods 10. If you think I missed anything or if anything to add that might be helpful to other people, please feel free to leave those comments down in the comment section below. Don't forget, you're special, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.